My name is Zachary, and welcome to my AP writing portfolio. I have chosen 3 pieces to include in this portfolio. Each has a special meaning to me, and I would like to share with you why I chose those pieces. The first piece that is in my portfolio is corporations. This piece is mainly about whether I believe we should have corporations in schools and the possible benefits from having these corporations incorporated within our schools. My stance is that I do believe we should have some corporations in our school. Their presence shouldn't be overbearing, but it should be there. My main reason for this, or for my belief, is that corporations provide large sums of money, which can be, really needed for some school systems that don't have money from their taxpayers and such. I also believe that corporations could provide different tools for the students, computers, and it depends on the company and what their specialty is. For example, if Apple decided to sponsor a school, that school would have Apple computers most likely. So I think that would be a great benefit for corporations and for the schools. The corporations would get great rep for doing this. They could say, oh, buy our products because we support school systems, and then they could list all the school systems they help out and the amount of money they donate. The second piece that is on my portfolio is a personal narrative. This personal narrative is basically, it chronicles my mountain biking adventure. I chose this because mountain biking is something I love to do. It's really a passion of mine, and I thought this would be a great representation of a sport that exemplifies me as a person. Basically, the main plot point for this piece is me falling and hitting a tree after I was told that to be careful, and I basically blew that warning off. And in the piece, you'll hear some narrative or some dialogue between me and the guy who sells me the bike, saying, "Be careful," and I respond, "Don't worry about me. I got it all under control." And then it cuts to me laying in the ditch, blood coming out of my leg, and it goes into how I try to hide it from my parents, and they find out, and they really don't trust me to go out anymore because they don't want me to kill myself. So I think this is a great piece. You might find it a little funny, but when it happened to me, it wasn't really funny at all. It actually hurt a lot. But I still mountain bike, and I think it's a great piece, especially for people who are trying to do new stuff. You should always be cautious. I think this piece really shows how I like to use rhetorical devices and imagery, because there's a lot of that in this piece. The next essay I wrote is a Super Bowl essay, and the commercial I chose was the Nissan with Dad commercial. This commercial basically illustrates a race car driver and his family and all the challenges they endure together, mainly between the father and son, since the title of the commercial is With Dad. So that's the main premise of the commercial, is the relationship between these two. What it really illustrates is the struggle of a father who travels a lot and a son who really doesn't have this father there. The father figure is missing. And that's really an important thing, especially for a son. You're supposed to bond with your dad. And since he doesn't have that father figure, when he's out with his friends and his friends are hanging out with their dad, he really becomes really sad because his father figure is gone. And a big point in this paper, or a big thing that really makes it emotional, is it cuts to a scene where his dad's in a big race, probably a Grand Prix race, and he gets hit from the side by another opponent. He was probably going 100 miles per hour, and hits him right on the rear side panel, and the car gets, I believe it flips maybe, I'm not sure, but slides, and there's a big silence while everyone, even the viewers on TV, wait to see if the dad or the race car driver comes out. And then all of a sudden the door opens and the race car driver comes out, and everyone's excited because he's okay. And the son and the wife, or the son and the race car driver's wife, are watching it on TV, and she's crying because he's okay, and she was afraid he was dead. And the son is elated because his dad's all right. But the hidden meaning behind this is that what Nissan was trying to portray is that Nissans are tough. They can take a 100-mile hit to the rear side panel and be okay. And that's the main thing, and that's why the commercial is such a great tool, because it has that storyline behind it, plus that hidden meaning of buy our car. And I think that's why this commercial is really good, and I chose it because of that. And it's probably one of my favorite commercials I've probably ever seen, and I think it's really good. In conclusion, I think this was a great activity, mainly because I got to explore a lot of different, commercials, and got to write about a personal experience that I probably would have never had the opportunity to write, because we always have themes we have to write with, and mountain biking doesn't really fall into those categories. And I just think this activity really pushed me, especially the corporations. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go with that, but all in all, I think this was a really good activity, and you should definitely implement this into your class next year, Ms. Gillespie. So thank you, and have a great day. Appreciate it.